Why are you here today, nearly 2 decades later, still fighting your case?
Because I'm innocent, 100%.
It was a dramatic moment in Hennepin County District Court this past week. A convicted killer serving a life sentence, telling a judge he did not do the crime 20 years ago. Marvin Haynes has always maintained his innocence in the 2004 Minneapolis flower shop slaying of Randy Shearer.
And tonight we're taking a closer look at the case that rocked the community and shattered 2 families. Here's Fox 9's Paul Bloom.
Randy Harry Shearer's final resting place was freshly tidied this past week. A peaceful spot set here atop a mound inside Minneapolis' Lakewood Cemetery. The very same week that Shearer's violent and senseless death, May 16, 2004, received fresh judicial scrutiny inside a Hennepin County courtroom.
Marvin, did you murder Harry Shearer?
No.
Shearer no longer has any immediate family members around, but the pain and the grief of what happened that spring morning 2 decades ago still lingers, still hurts.
He was just soft-spoken, really down-to-earth. He's like a big teddy bear.
Pete Press, seen here in these photographs with Shearer, cannot believe it has been nearly 2 decades since he heard his dear friend's unforgettable vocals, 2 decades since they jammed out and attended concerts together.
It just kind of blew me away, but, it's sad to see somebody go, way before his time, Something tragic like that you don't expect to happen.
It was Sunday, about 11:30 a.m., when Shearer was gunned down inside his family's longtime business at 33rd and North Lyndale. Jerry's Flower Shop was a Minneapolis-McKinley neighborhood staple for 43 years. By all accounts, Shearer was killed protecting his sister during an armed robbery attempt. The young male assailant ordered a bouquet from her, supposedly for his mother's birthday. That's when he pulled out a silver handgun and demanded money. Shearer stepped out from the back of the store. His sister ran out the door. Shearer was killed.
It's been very rough. Very, very, very rough on my sister and very rough on my mother. It's actually been rough on the whole family.
The slaying sent shockwaves through the community.
When a crime occurs like this, it's a tremendous loss for the family, but it's a loss for the whole neighborhood.
U.S. Senator Amy Klobuchar was then the county attorney.
Morning, Marvin. Stand right there. Stand right there. Look straight at the window.
Following up on a tip, Minneapolis police would quickly zero in on their suspected gunman, 16-year-old Marvin Haynes, Jr.
In a loud, demanding voice, repeat after me. Don't move. Where's the tape?
Where's the tape?
This is no joke.
This is no joke.
I want the money.
I want the money.
Haynes was arrested, indicted, and ultimately convicted on account of first-degree murder that would ultimately send the young man away for life.
There was nothing unique about it.
Mike Fernstall prosecuted the case.
I have absolute confidence that he's guilty of that.
Fernstall is now retired and lives out of state. He told me he is certain authorities got this one right, even though there were no fingerprints, no DNA, no gun, no surveillance video putting Haynes inside Jerry's Flower Shop.
That's a typical murder case. I mean, to think that you normally get DNA and fingerprints and physical evidence and you locate the gun and all that stuff, that's the stuff you see on CSI, on the news, on TV, I mean.
From the outset, Haynes' loved ones stood by Marvin, insisting he was home sleeping about a mile away when Shearer was killed.
He's not guilty. I just want to say he's not guilty.
Assisted by the legal team at the Great North Innocence Project, Haynes was recently granted an extraordinary post-conviction evidentiary hearing by Hennepin County District Court Judge William Cook. His attorneys blasting the police procedures used at the time, including what they described as faulty lineup techniques, reliance on questionable eyewitness identification, and alleged coerced testimony, arguing Haynes never got a fair trial. They isolated this video interrogation of the teen days after the murder as detectives attempted to coax a confession out of Haynes.
If you've never been in this flower shop, why would your fingerprints be found either in there or on some things inside there? I don't know. A card, a little card. I don't know. I ain't never been in there. I don't know if your fingerprints get in there then.
didn't you give in and say you were at the flower shop?
Because I wasn't there.
Yeah. Did you have anything to confess?
Nothing to confess at all.
Among the issues, discrepancies with how Shearer's sister first described the gunman who put a firearm in her face. She has since passed away. Her initial reports on age, hair, size, even the way the suspect spoke and demanded cash appear to diverge significantly with Haynes' teenage appearance. She would also pick out a separate suspect in an early photo lineup she was shown with, quote, 75 to 80% certainty.
Was the statement truthful that you gave that day?
No.
Had you heard Marvin say anything about any connected to this crime?
No, I didn't even talk to cuz at it, no.
Okay.
Additionally, Isaiah Harper now says he was pressured by MPD to incriminate his cousin Marvin, recanting original trial testimony that Haynes had admitted to him that he had shot someone. Haynes' lawyers are demanding Judge Cook review the case file and the new evidence and toss out the conviction.
The court will have ample basis to conclude that Mr. Haynes' conviction is legally and factually defective, and that it should therefore be vacated.
I'm always open to reconsidering something. I don't want an innocent person being sent to prison. I'm confident that an innocent person was not sent to prison in this situation.
Fernstall counters that the whole case was fully litigated and survived an appeal to the state Supreme Court. He is hoping the judge's reexamination keeps Marvin Haynes behind bars.
That man should not get out. He is guilty.
And that is exactly where this Shearer friend believes Haynes belongs. He claims he sat through the entirety of that original trial, watched Haynes testify in his own defense, and was there for the jury's guilty verdict. He asked us to conceal his identity, concerned about retaliation, as he believes Haynes is a liar and a killer. He just wants his pal to be able to rest in peace, confident justice was served.
Randy even said his whole life, he said that he was going to die protecting his family at the store. That's exactly what he did.
The Shearer family never, ever recovered from Randy's murder. In fact, they closed the flower shop immediately after the fatal shooting and never reopened. Judge Cook is now waiting to hear from one additional witness in the case. That will happen December 20th. He will then have up to 4 months to issue his ruling. Paul Bloom, Fox 9.